Offense writes the headlines, but defense wins championships. So today, we're going to switch it up a little bit, talk about the 3-3-5 tight defense and how Kirby Smart and Georgia have implemented it to shut down spread offenses. We'll go over the personnel, the play calling that you need to run this successfully in your dynasty or ultimate team. So lock in. All right, so when the 3-3-5 first started gaining popularity, it was more kind of in this stack set right here, where you had 3 down defensive linemen and 3 linebackers stacked behind them. Unfortunately, it kind of left some weaknesses in the defense. It allowed offenses to attack the B gap a lot and run the ball a lot on them. So what Kirby Smart and other coaches have done is develop a mint front, is what it's called, and also a penny front. So we're going to dive into those. Now, this might look like a regular nickel to you, but it is still a 3-3-5. And what they do and why it's called a 3-3-5 tight, you see number 97, number 78, and number 13 there are all defensive linemen, but they're tight in on the line. They're all inside the offensive tackles. So they're covering all of those inside gaps. And number 32 there is a linebacker who can pass rush, but can also cover the running back and man, drop out in his zone coverage, gives them a lot of versatility. And what it does by putting those defensive linemen tight inside the offensive line is you plug up that inside and you try to force the offense to run the ball outside, go horizontal before going vertical, and you use your speed to get to the outside and limit their gains. Now, we also have the penny front here where you can still see that the 3 down defensive linemen are inside the tackles, but they bring down another linebacker. Number 2 there is going to be on the end, so this helps out a little bit more in the run game. Now you've got 5 people on the line, 3 defensive linemen and 2 linebackers who, again, have that versatility to either pass rush or guard the running back or drop back in a zone. So it really gives you a lot of versatility. All right, let's talk a little bit about personnel, starting with the defensive line. Obviously, Georgia has Michael Williams here at left end, and your defensive ends, you're going to want to recruit power rushers because they're going to need strength and speed. Power rushers also get this grit breaker ability that allows you to shed lateral run sheds on runs, so it helps get to the outside when those defensive linemen are inside. They get that pocket disruptor ability, that duress ability, and takedown. Those are all great for pass rushing. And then at defensive tackle, I am going to recommend a run stopper or a power rusher, just like Georgia has here. But I think run stopper is the best. Just having one person who is dedicated to run stopping, almost like a 3-4 nose tackle. But I would recommend getting somebody with at least a little speed. Nazir Stackhouse, only 59 speed, but 70 acceleration does help some. So that's, obviously, the more speed, the better, but priority number 1 for your D tackle is going to be a run stopper. Let's try to take a look at some examples. All right, let's start things off with my squad. Keldrick Falk for the Auburn Tigers, perfect for a 3-3-5 defensive end. He's 6'6", 288, but you can see he's also got 80 speed, 88 acceleration for helping to defend those outside runs. Taking it to a bit of a smaller school, Bradley Weaver for the Ohio Bobcats is a great power rusher, 6'4", 262, so he's got some good speed, or got some good size, but also has 77 speed, 84 acceleration, which is really good for his size. And how about defensive end Mike Green from We Are Marshall? I watched that movie the other day, still spectacular. A 6'4", 248 power rusher, 86 overall as a sophomore, 82 speed, 89 acceleration, would be a great fit on any defense, but fits really well in this 3-3-5 type. And then as far as D tackles go, let's start with Dante Corleone from Cincinnati. 91 overall, 93 block shedding. He's got 97 strength. He's 6'1", 320. But he also has 83 stamina, 73 acceleration, 69 speed. Nice. And he also has platinum grit breaker, which again boosts the lateral sheds on runs. He's got gold inside disruptor, gold outside disruptor, silver option disruptor. He gonna be disrupting. Taking things over to the DMV, how about Jordan Phillips, D tackle from Florida, but goes to Maryland, 6'3", 320. Now, as far as quickness goes, he's only got 59 speed, but 72 acceleration is nice, and he's also got 97 strength, only a sophomore. And as we dig super deep, we're back to We Are Marshall. Isaiah Gibson, a run stopper, 6'4", 324. He's got 94 strength, not the quickest in the world, but 60 speed, 72 acceleration will get it done. He is a senior, but a good cornerstone for that defensive line starting a dynasty. If you are building this defense for Ultimate Team, now is the perfect time to do it because the market is so low. If you have all the coins in the world, this Nick Bosa that just dropped is going to be your best bet. But if you're looking for some budget options, all of the 90s and 91s are minned out right now, meaning you can get them at the minimum price of $50,000. Really like this TJ Parker. This Jack Sawyer is on my team. And this Landon Jackson is free from the trophy store if you grind the Season 3 Field Pass a little bit. But if you're a little bit lower on coins, I am a huge fan of this Season 1 Jadeveon Clowney card. You can get it for 5,000 coins and start building your defense. Also, really love this Terrell Suggs at 89 overall. It's not his highest rated card, but for 12,000 coins can get you a really good start. At right end, if you have the coin, I think Matayo Uiagalelei is the best defensive end for this scheme that's out right now. You can get him for the minimum of 250,000, or if you can find a James Pierce Jr., the Gauntlet champion from Season 2, he's the only one that gets that silver quick jump ability. So if you are flushed with coins, go with one of those guys. If not, I really like this Cayman Rucker for 50,000 coins from UNC, but if you want to go a little bit cheaper, you can also pick up Junior Tuihalamaka from Notre Dame. I think I pronounced that right. He's only 13,000 coins. Then at DT, if you have a couple 100,000 to spare, this 95 overall Tyleik Williams is your guy. He's got 97 strength, the strongest defensive lineman in the game. If you're going a little cheaper, Walter Nolan is insane. So good at 91 overall. You can have him for 50,000 coins. And then if you're just starting your team or you just need to get going, this Yaya Black is not bad, but also this Warren Sapp from Season 1, really good. All right, defensive line is out of the way. Let's talk a little bit about linebacker. One of the stars of Georgia's defense is Jalen Walker at linebacker. And as you can see, he is a power rusher archetype. Now, you can really do whatever you want here, but considering that you have 5 DBs on the field and your middle linebacker, you're probably going to go field general or pass coverage. What I would recommend is having power rusher or run stopper at right outside linebacker, and then the other one at left outside linebacker. Because like I said, you're going to be doing a little bit of everything with these linebackers. They're going to pass rush. They're going to stop the run. They're going to drop back into coverage. So you're going to want a little bit of everything there. You can see that Jalen Walker is a a power rusher. You can also see that Chaz Chambliss on the other side is a power rusher for Georgia, but they do have a couple of run stoppers. So if you want 2 power rushers or 2 run stoppers, you can do that. But my recommendation, power rushers on one side, run stoppers on the other side. And then at Mike linebacker, you definitely want to go with pass coverage or field general, primarily because you're going to have run stopping with your defensive line and outside linebackers. So field general or pass coverage will give you guys that can patrol the middle of the field. So let's see some linebackers that we might be able to start on some teams in Dynasty. All right, let's start here with Georgia State. Left outside linebacker Kevin Swint is a senior, but 6'3", 242, a power rusher. So you know he's got some pass rushing moves, but also he's got 76 zone coverage with room to improve. 63 man coverage isn't great, but ideally he's only going to be a man against running backs sometimes and primarily rushing or dropping into zone. Or maybe you want to go to Boulder and hop in the coaching staff with Coach Prime. Levonta Bentley is a right outside linebacker who is a power rusher. He's got pretty decent power moves there. He's also got 69 zone coverage, nice 61 man coverage with room to improve. So a good option there. For a potential run-stopping outside linebacker, we go back to Georgia State for Justin Abraham, a senior from South Carolina. He's got good run-stopping, 84 tackle, 89 pursuit, 74 block shedding, leaves a little to be desired, but we are at Georgia State here. But he's also got pretty good pass rushing, 72 power move, 67 finesse, and also 79 zone coverage, 65 man. So you see he can do a bit of everything. Moving over to middle linebacker, you've got Jeremy Evans at Baylor, only a sophomore. He's 74 overall, but tons of room to grow. 76 man, 71 zone. He's really quick, 90 speed, 88 acceleration. He is a pass coverage middle linebacker, would be great in the middle of a 3-3-5 tight. Or how about a field general? Cade Uluave at Cal is a great middle linebacker to have. He is a field general, but as you can see, 84 speed, 87 acceleration is good. 77 zone coverage is really good. And because he's a field general, he is a little bit better at run stopping as well. If you are building your ultimate team defense, again, the market is bottomed out right now. This 93 overall Jalen McLeod from Auburn is great. You can get him for the minimum of $77,000. He is the only 93 left outside linebacker, but you've got some really good options here, especially Isaiah Glasker. But honestly, man, if you want to go down to these 88s, they can really do you well. You even have Michael Williams, who is from Georgia. At right outside linebacker, in my opinion, again, from Georgia, the best in the game for this kind of defense is Jalen Walker. He was a limited, so his minimum price is $250,000. If you can scoop him for that, he quick sells for $175,000 whenever you're done with him. I just scooped him today, and I'm super pumped about it. But this Grayson Howard is really good as well. If you can't quite afford that, you can drop down to this Kyle Lewis. And if you are really scrapping, grab this Colin Oliver. What a budget card from season 1. 86 speed, 85 acceleration. He's got 85 power moves, 86 finesse moves, and he's also got pretty good coverage as well. 83 man coverage, 87 zone coverage. I would probably feel comfortable rolling him out today on my God Squad, and he's only 10K coins. If you are looking for a middle linebacker, Danny Stutzman is insane. You can get him for 100 to 150,000 coins. This new Paul Posluszny just dropped today. If you can get him for cheap, that would be dope. They both have limited change of direction, but they both have good size and speed and are great. This Manti Te'o is insane as well, and so is this Luke Kuechly. But those are high-end cards. If you're looking to go a little cheaper, this TJ Daugherty, people swear by him. The people in the Discord, shout out to y'all. This Jay Higgins is insane for 90K coins. Also, this Demetrius Knight Jr. If you're just starting your team and you need real budget people, Sean Dolak was my starting middle linebacker forever, and people swear by this Chris Paul Jr., especially if you're going to user him. He's got 90 change of direction, so you can move him around the field a lot. All right, we got the first two levels of defense taken care of. Let's hop into the secondary, starting with cornerback. As you can see, one of the weaker positions on the Georgia defense. They've got a ton of man-to-man cornerbacks because they like to run man a lot. It's really going to come down to what you prefer. I'm a zone guy, so I like to run zone. Preferably, you're going to get some balanced cornerbacks. I'm not going to spend time giving you examples at cornerback because truly, it comes down to what you want to do. If anything, I would say maybe lean towards slot archetypes because they tend to have better tackling. And the whole nature of the defense is to block the inside and funnel runs to the outside. So you could go for some slot ones, but let's talk about safeties. All right, free safety Dan Jackson is one of the stars of the Georgia defense. He is a zone archetype, which is perfect. He is going to be playing deep a lot of the time. Although it is nice to have some run support, you do want a true zone free safety. Strong safety, give me run support as well. Malachi Starks. Really, you want them to be all around. You want them to be able to play zone, so hybrid or run support for strong safety as well. But you really need your safeties to be able to come up and play the run. So really, one zone safety at free, and then the rest of them, you really want run support or hybrid. All right, let's get things going with Jeremiah Cooper for your zone-free safety at Iowa State. Great example of somebody you need to cover the deep part of the field. 93 play rec, 87 zone, 92 awareness. He's also got 93 speed, 93 acceleration, and 74 tackles. Not bad for a zone free. If you're looking to go a bit smaller on the school side, your zone free could be Ike Larson from Utah State, a former 2-star recruit. 86 zone coverage, 92 play rec, 90 awareness. He's also got 89 speed and 92 acceleration. Only 69 tackle, nice, but 87 pursuit will help make sure that he takes the right angles. All right, now we're looking for our hybrid run support safety, our do-it-all safety, one of the key parts of this defense. And CJ Taylor from Vanderbilt could be the guy for you. He's got 77 tackling, 83 block shedding, 92 pursuit, but he's also got 88 zone coverage. So he can kind of do it all. 88 speed, 90 acceleration. Again, just a huge key cog in this defense. Or perhaps you want to go to a smaller school. Sam Houston State's Caleb Weaver. Only 5'11", 190, but he's a junior, a hybrid archetype, so he can do a bit of everything. Again, that's what you need. 82 zone, 82 man, 81 pursuit, 71 tackle, 87 speed, 90 acceleration. He will be flying all over the field for you. If you're looking for a free safety for Ultimate Team, John Saunders Jr. has 93 zone, 250,000 coins. If you got it like that, go ahead and grab him. But also this Malachi Moore just dropped. And Caleb Downs is really cheap and really, really good. 92 overall, only 77,000 coins. However, if you are a brokey, you can see I only have 21,000 coins, so I feel you. 16,000 coins can get you Marcus Sigel from Kansas State, who's really, really good, or you can go grab Malachi Starks. At strong safety, there's really two at the head of the class, Bryce Thornton and Amari Farrell, both limiteds. Thanks, EA. If you're trying to decide between them, Thornton is a little bit quicker, Farrell is a little bit bigger and has better run support, box stats, so your mileage may vary. Jalen Stroman is really, really good. He was super expensive for a long time. Now he's minimum 50K, so if you want to grab him, he's great. But if you want to go even cheaper, Dan Jackson is really good from Georgia, but also LaMiles Brooks and Tysheem Johnson both did work for me back in the day. And this Gerard Holloman for 5K coins is pretty insane. This Nick Emenwari, though, is great for playing in the box. You can get him for trophies in the trophy store for Season 3. All right, we are getting ready to hop onto the practice field to just see some of these concepts in practice. But while I throw up some teams on the side of the screen that I think would be good to run a 3-3-5 defense with in Dynasty mode, I need one thing from you. Leave me a comment down below, hit that like button, and subscribe. Make sure other people can get to see this video so they can learn how to run 3-3-5 tight as well. I really appreciate your support. Let's go to the practice field. All right, here we are on the practice field. We got Florida running some random runs, and the goal here is just to show you how, look, you see how we force them to run the ball outside, and then we flow our defense there and use our speed to catch up to those outside runs. So we've got the middle plugged up here. You can see that the three defensive linemen, 97, 78, and 13 there, Micah Williams, are inside the tackles to force them to bounce this outside, and then our playmakers on the outside, Malachi Starks, is there to clean it up. You can see that the linebacker on the outside there can really do run fits. He can do whatever you want. Now you can see here I was mistaken earlier. The starting strong safety is who is going to start in the box for your 3-3-5 here. So you can see number 24, Malachi Starks, is in the box there. We'll go highlight him. So that's where you want your star. That's what I was saying. You know, you want him to be able to do everything. Run support, pass. He's going to drop in zone. This is your guy. Some people call it the star position or the jack position. Malachi Starks right there, number 24 in the 3-3-5 is your guy. Now, if you're really struggling against the run, you can always go down to the 3-3-5 penny, which is the same as the mint, but you're just gonna bring both linebackers down on the line. So you've got a little bit less coverage behind it, but you still have the option to drop those linebackers back, and you're gonna really be able to plug the run up a little bit more. But what if you're going up against a really pass-heavy team and you're really struggling to stop the pass? Now let's see what some nickel packages look like. All right, so now we have three options in the nickel package, and here's what happens in the nickel package. Whoever you have designated as a rush left end or rush right end is going to be your defensive ends. Whoever you have designated in the depth chart as your rush D tackles will be your D tackles. Now your strong safety slides up top, so you've got Malachi Starks up top now, 4 DBs there in their regular positions, and then your nickel back is going to be a cornerback, just like a regular nickel set. Now you've got 3 corners in the game and 2 safeties, so you've got real pass coverage. Same concept here with the 3-3 stack, except you're going to move those linebackers. You're going to go back to 3 down defensive linemen, and you'll have 3 linebackers there stacked behind. But again, you have a cornerback in the slot instead of a safety. And then the double mug, you're just going to walk your linebackers up into the gaps here. So, for example, the way that Georgia has it set up, they've got Jalen Walker, who is a linebacker in your 3-3-5 base set, but at rush right end, they've got Jalen Walker there. So when we go to our big pass rushing set or our pass defending set, the nickel, Jalen Walker, or if we go to dime, Jalen Walker is actually going to be a hand in the dirt defensive lineman rushing the passer because that's what he does best. He also covers the pass decently, but he is a pass rusher best. So they've got him there so that we can bring him down and emphasize his pass rushing ability. And honestly, Nazir Stackhouse is really, really great, but I might even take him out and put like defensive ends here at rush D tackle just so you have more pass rushing speed. But I don't know. Nazir Stackhouse he's one of those you want him on the field at all times. And then sub linebacker, this is where you can designate the linebackers that you want in those nickel packages. So if we go back out here and look at these nickel packages, you can see that you've got Jalen Walker here at defensive end number 11. These D tackles are now D ends, and then Micah Williams stays at defensive end because you just want him there. And then when you look at your linebackers here, you can see that these are the guys we had at sub linebacker. If you go over to the 3-3-5 stack and go to substitute here, you can see that the third linebacker here is the one that we had selected. Now, for some reason in the 3-3 stack, I guess because you only have 3 defensive linemen, they do not put your rush defensive tackle in or your rush defensive line at all. So just something to keep in mind. You're going to keep your base defensive line in here with the 3-3 stack, but otherwise with these other packages, you're going to get your rush package in. All right, y'all, that about wrap things up here for us in our first defensive video. I hope you learned something, kind of figured out how to run this 3-3-5 tight. I wasn't super sold on it, but Auburn started running it with DJ Durkin this year, and I wanted to learn more about it. So I hope you learned something as well. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe button, share with your friends, make sure everybody can see it. As always, I really, really appreciate y'all. We will see you next time. Peace out.